You ever have that heart-stopping moment right after you run a command in a database? Today, we're talking about the essential safety net that can save you from total disaster. SQL's Transaction Control Language, or TCL.
Oh yeah, we have all been there. You run a command, your heart just sinks into your stomach, and you desperately wish for a giant Control-Z for your entire database. Well, what if I told you that with SQL's TCL, you kinda can?
Every single update or delete statement can feel like you're walking this high-stakes tightrope. One little slip, maybe one incorrect where clause, and a perfectly good database can just tumble into chaos.
And that is where Transaction Control Language comes in. This is it. This is the safety net that gives you the confidence to work with your data without that constant fear of a catastrophic fall.
Okay, so what is this thing really? Well, TCL is just a little group of commands that let you bundle a series of operations together into what's called a transaction. This gives you the power to control whether the changes you're making are saved for good or completely thrown away.
So to get a handle on this safety net, you really only need to know 3 core commands. Let's break them down.
First up, we've got commit. This is the command you use when you are 100% sure that the changes you just made are correct and you're ready to save them permanently.
And the best part? The syntax could not be easier. Seriously, it's just the word commit, a semicolon, and you're done. That's it.
Here's the best way to think about it. If your database work is like a video game, commit is your save game button. Bam! Progress is locked in, and there's no going back from that point.
Now on the flip side of that coin, we have rollback. This is your magic undo button. It completely erases all the changes you've made since your last commit.
And hey, just like commit, the syntax is wonderfully straightforward. Just roll back and a semicolon. Simple as that.
So if you've made a terrible mistake, right, rollback is your emergency escape hatch. It just zaps the database right back to its last safe committed state.
All right, so let's put these two head to head. Commit, that's the point of no return. It makes everything permanent. Rollback, that's your ultimate undo button, wiping out any uncommitted changes and taking you back to your last save. They're really just two sides of the same very powerful coin.
Okay, theory is great and all, but let's see how this stuff actually works in the real world. Let's fire up a little demonstration to see how this builds our confidence.
So here's our starting point. We've got a super simple table of students and their marks. Now keep your eye on Jolly right there in the middle.
Okay, now let's say we run this update statement. We're going to try and change Jolly's name to Sherlock.
And if we take a peek at the table now, yep, the change is there. Sherlock has replaced Jolly. But, and this is so important, we have not run a commit command yet. That change is just hanging out in a temporary state. It's kind of like it's in limbo.
And then it hits you. Whoops, that was a mistake. That's not the change we wanted to make at all. But hey, no need to panic. We haven't committed, right? So we can just issue the rollback command. And poof, just like that, the database is back to exactly how it was. The name is back to Jolly, and it's like that little update oopsie never even happened. Now that is the power of TCL. All right, time for our third command, SAVEPOINT. This one gives you even more fine-tuned control. It basically lets you create these little named checkpoints inside of a bigger transaction.
So if commit is like saving your entire game, think of save points as creating little checkpoints along the way. This means you don't have to roll back the entire thing, you can just go back to your last checkpoint. It's like having smaller safety nets along your tightrope walk.
So imagine you're doing a bunch of things, right? You make some changes, then you set SAVEPOINT A. Then you insert another record, and you set SAVEPOINT B. Now, if you mess up that last step, you can just roll back to B without undoing all that good work you did before SAVEPOINT B. Super useful.
Okay, so why is all of this so important? Why does it matter? Well, because these TCL commands, they're literally the bedrock of what makes databases reliable and trustworthy in the first place.
TCL is actually what allows databases to maintain what we call the ACID properties. And this is the gold standard for reliability. It makes sure transactions are atomic, meaning it's all or nothing. Consistent, so you don't corrupt your data. Isolated, so different operations don't step on each other's toes. And durable, which means once you hit commit, that change is there to stay.
And this isn't some brand new flashy idea. The concepts behind TCL have been around for decades. They were born back in the 70s, became a core part of SQL in the 80s, and they've been refined ever since. This is mature, battle-tested, and absolutely essential technology.
So in the end, TCL isn't just another feature, it's a total shift in how you can work with data. It lets you move from a place of fear to a place of confidence. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know you have this powerful safety net, what are you going to build?